Hey guys, welcome back to another devotion. I can't believe it's Thursday night already. This week seems to be kind of flying by us. Now, we got a homework check. Hopefully you guys read the verse, Philippians 3:14. But if you didn't, Philippians 3:14 says, I press on to reach the end of the race and receive the heavenly prize. Now, I know I told you to read the whole verse, but I'm really only going to talk about two words in there. The phrase press on. Now, if you look up what the phrase press on means, it means to continue with a task in a determined way. Let nothing dissuade you. Now, when I was a senior in high school, we got a new soccer coach. And I literally met this guy one day before practice started. And I was kind of unsure of him. He was kind of unsure of me. And it turned out he's probably my favorite coach I've ever had. Now, one of the things he liked to do, we had to run a mile for him, and he timed us. And he would start us, and then he would run to the back of the course and stand up about the 3/4 mile mark. And as we passed, he would call out our times and everything. And we knew when we got to him, we had just 1/4 mile left to go. Now, after you've done it a couple times, you kind of figure out, okay, my time is this. That last 1/4 mile, I'm good. I can just kind of coast in. Coach Burleson wouldn't let you do that. You would get there, and all you would hear from him is yelling, finish strong. If you were on your time or above it, that's not good enough. You're faster than this. I know you're faster than this. And if there was a guy in front of you, which the way I ran, there was always a guy in front of me, he would say, Eric's 20 yards ahead of you. You better catch him. And likewise, he would yell at Eric and say, don't let Tom catch you. Coach was great because he knew when to pat us on the back and when to kind of kick us in the backside, if you know what I mean. But that phrase has stuck with me all this time. Finish strong. Every time I run, I would hear him say, finish strong. Much like in Philippians where it says, press on. Now, if you're asking how this applies to the church, I'll tell you. If you feel like and you believe that we are right now living out the last days, as the Bible talks about, then it is time for us to seek a move of God. Monday night we talked about that, moving in a personal way. Hopefully you contacted someone, you got in touch, you texted, you phoned, just to contact with someone who may have needed some help. That's moving in a personal way, motivated by the love that Jason was talking about. Now I think it's time that as a church we corporately move. So how do we do that? Well, I think it's time that as a church, we increase our op tempo. Now, if you don't know the phrase op tempo, that's okay. Unless you're in the military, you probably don't. Op tempo is a term the military uses, and it basically just talks about operational tempo. It means it's a measure of, do you have everything you need, manpower, machinery, technology, supplies. You have everything you need to operate consistently without worry of injury or anything else. Otherwise, you operate smoothly. Now, too high of an op tempo, that gets you in trouble because your manpower burns out, your technology glitches, supplies mess up. Too low of an op tempo, though, nothing works. And if your church has too low of an operation tempo, what happens? You're dead. So, how do we increase the church's op tempo? It's easy. All you have to do is figure out a way, figure out an area where you can volunteer to help the church. How about nursery? Nursery always needs people. I can promise you that. Nobody would ever turn down a volunteer for the nursery. Okay? You want to be a greeter? Listen, I know somebody that can make you a greeter right now. Just like that. You'll be on that list for a long time. You want to work in the welcome center? Anything. If you can't do that or you don't want to do anything like that, pick up one of the boxes, fill it with food, take it to somebody who needs food. Okay? Best thing in the world you could do, actually, do this right now. You'll blow the pastor's mind. Call Pastor Steve and just say, hey, Pastor, what do you need me to do for the church? Okay? It may take a second because he'll probably drop the phone in amazement that somebody actually called him and asked, but he's still got his watch, so you can still talk to him. That is the move, corporate move for the church to increase our op tempo. We want God to move, we got to move first. Heritage Fellowship should not be a fort where we go, close the gate, barricade the doors, and keep everybody out. Heritage Fellowship Church of God needs to be our base of operations, where we start, we move out beyond the walls, and then we watch God do everything else. Guys, have a good night. Hope you have a safe day tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow night.